So good morning people, welcome back. We've got a three-man team final for you. Luke Sanchez, or should I say Team Sanchez versus Team Samuel. That's Luke Sanchez's team and John Samuel's team. The elite players all was seeded, and then every other player that wanted to play in the three-man was all stuck in a hat and was all drawn out, and these are the two teams that have made it to the final. So we've got Luke Sanchez and Steve Fergus is also in his side with Scott Daniels. John Samuel's team, we've got Gary Murta. He's on this first frame. He'll be followed up by John Samuels, and then Michael Hughes, the Blackpool boy, doing good in South Wales. Come down with me this weekend, so it's nice to see he's done half decent in something. He's a three-man team specialist, by the way, part of my team when we won the Skull. Well, it wasn't the Skull then, it was the Castlemaine Golden Q back in 1997. Skull semi-finalist in 1990. So fingers crossed he can emulate. Well, he's already got to the final, so he's already bettered one of them. Good luck to both teams. It's been an absolute pleasure to stream for the Welsh Pool Association, the Welsh Pool Championships. So many competitions going off this weekend. There's been a couple of delays, but it's to be expected with so many comps. But what a nice chilled out bunch, set of lads and girls. There's a team of girls here as well. So, just this last red, it does go, but only just. The lights have been right behind this, it's drifting away from that black as well. Just be a nice start. Team Sanchez, hard to beat, very good player. He's on the IPA, he's got to be. He's overcut it, it wasn't easy. He needed to be straight. That yellow was in the way. It did go, but when you're cutting it back like that, it makes it a little bit more difficult. Shot there from Gary Murta. Just to be a little bit straighter on the one on the top rail. So he might have to come down the table And come back up again. He doesn't want to take the one to the top left. Oh, he's tried to nudge it out just yet because he's snookered himself as well. He wanted to use that to get the one on the top rail developed. So he's in a bit of trouble. You may see him go for the skill shot here. Not ideal, but he hasn't got an easy snooker opportunity. And the fact he's tried to nudge the one closest to the red out and missed it, he's not going to get many more chances to either clear that pocket or nudge the yellows out. So skill shot could be the one. If he gets a skill shot, he's in a better position because he can leave the white safe, top end of the table, and not leave an easy opening. He's miles away. You've got it that thick in the face. So this is going to be 1-0 Team Sanchez. Bit of a gift there. That has to be really thick, that skill shot. So we've got Steve Fergus for Team Sanchez. He's playing team captain John Samuel. We are beaming live to YouTube as well as Facebook, but John won't want to be watching that one back, that's for sure. Straight into the corner pocket, schoolboy error. So early chance. Steve Fergus. Both teams have done absolutely fantastic to get to this stage. Playing with, some of them will know each other, obviously, because a lot of these lads are, some of them are Welsh internationals, playing the same leagues, but not necessarily all teammates. So coming together for competition, especially when you don't know them too well, can always be a little bit difficult sometimes, but they've done fantastically well getting to the final. Steve Fergus now looking to extend his team's lead. He's got a chance here. This goes direct, doesn't need to. Let's see if that scoreboard's not too low. It's okay. Goes direct. There's a plant after. To me, I don't think he needed to play it off the other yellow. It would have planted the other two. I can see why, because it was slightly offset, but especially at that pace as well, them plants you've got to, or them flick offs, you've got to get them right. Especially on these tables, these are tight angles. You catch these angles, these knuckles on these tables, and they do stay out. Big chance now. Didn't think he was going to get this, did John? Should have been all over this frame. So he'll take the one nearest to the top cushion first. Just bump his white back out. Doesn't need to be out too much, because even if he's slightly low, he'll have a nice angle to get back down the table. Just needs to pull his white back a little bit, just give himself a bit of room, that's fine. Again, he's in good position here. He's got to pull his white back from this one. And go bottom right first, pull his white back for the penultimate red into the bottom left. And his only problem is the one on the bottom rail and getting up for the black. He may, I was going to say, he may well go push this through for the one on the bottom rail here. I think he is doing. But he's tight for position here, because he's got quite a bit of an angle on this. Don't really tell as much from that, but you can tell from there a little bit more than what he would have liked. And from there he can't get around the back of that yellow, so he's got to come this side, which makes position that little bit more difficult. He may have to try and run into. He tried to run into the yellow. So, chance here now for Steve Fergus. Again, he's still got a bit of work to do. The yellow next to the black just go past into the bottom right hand corner. But he's got too much angle to drop the one into the middle to try and land on it, so he's got to come up with something. And he also needs to get to the left hand side of that table, so I think he's going to try and do that with this one. And he's missed the part, and the fact that the red was in the way anyway, and he knew he was possibly going into it, took his eye off the pot, but he's caught it far too thick anyway. So once again, bit of a gift here for John. He's got a chance to level the scores up for his team. Coming up next after this frame is Scott Davis for Team Sanchez. Michael Hughes all the way from Blackpool, come down to mess things up in Wales. He'll be on as well. One frame all. So any Blackpool viewers tuned in, get it shared. Well, everybody get it shared. are streaming live to YouTube as well as Facebook. But this is the first of the finals this weekend. Got the county team knockout final. I think that didn't get played last night. I'm sure it didn't. That'll be a little bit later on. Got the doubles to come up very shortly. There was a toss-up between that and the three-man, which went on next. And all players in the three-man was available, so that's why we're here. He's won his leg. So it's Michael to break. Needs a good one. He didn't really get into them. Not the best of contacts. I'm going to have to teach him how to break, I think. A lot of movement on the shot. Got to keep so still. Push that back arm through. And as long as you get a good contact, that's all you can hope for, really. Everything else on the break is down to a little bit of luck. Unless you go straight in off, that is, without being kicked in off. And that's just bad management. Well. It's a bit of a let off. That was a mile away. Storm table as well. Them reds are looking really, really nice. Just pulled it back just enough for the red that sat on the yellow. It does go between the two reds into this bottom right corner. They all go. It's all about getting good position.
On table 2, Gareth Davis and Kevin Davis. Gareth Davis, Kevin Davis, table 2.
Oh, I don't know what he's trying there. He's not happy with himself. I wouldn't be either. I don't know if he was trying to play it off the red, but the fact that he was that wide away from the pocket suggests he did, but I don't know why. He didn't need to do, unless he was just trying to pinch a bit to keep the white straight. I don't know. But again, a bit of nerves in the opening frames. I think he's just asking then if it's open table, but it's not. Mick wasn't on two. He potted one in the middle, so Scott is on yellows. A lot of work to do, and he's a bit unlucky there. He's got into them straight away. So it's going to have to be plan B. Needs to be a good plan B as well, because it's not easy to get safe from this. He's got two balls top side of the centre of the table. It was a good effort, but it was never going to be easy, so chance here for Mick Hughes. There you go, David. Well, if you could beat him, make sure you get your name down next year and come and have a go. There's plenty of other competitions as well. I'm sure you'll, if you're that good, just keep putting your name down for every comp. You'll be world champion before you know it. I'm sure any one of these two would probably accept a challenge as well. Mick likes the odd money game. Different game entirely when you're on the cameras. And a final. Everybody wants to win the final. Yeah, just message me after, I'll sort something out for you. There's always one on chat. Thinks it's a world beater. But there's always 1,000,001 players out there that's better. And I'll remind everybody that's tuned in so far, just please be respectful, no swearing. I do get itchy fingers, and that block button is never too far away, and I do enjoy it, that's for sure. So if you don't like what you're seeing, go watch Saturday Kitchen, the rerun. That'll be on at this time in the morning, I think. You don't mind. Maybe you do, Steve, but sometimes when you're having a bit of a laugh with one of your mates, don't include somebody else, because Michael's a good friend of mine as well. And I do try and stay as neutral as possible. He's leaning over that ball there. Mick's having a good look. He's fouled. Yeah, he was very. Mick wouldn't call it if it wasn't happening. I didn't get a chance to flick over quick enough, but I still wouldn't have been able to see because we're high up here, so we're above it. But Mick won't call it if it's not the case. To be fair, with it being a final, I know there's only 2 referees in attendance today, but the final should have a referee watching. It's a big game for both teams. Mick was straight around there like a whippet just to see how close he was. I'm surprised, to be honest with you, that Scott didn't tuck his shirt in, or at least try and make sure that he wasn't. Sometimes, like I say, sometimes it's a final. You're on cameras. You don't always think straight sometimes. You in one of, I think it was a 3-man semi-final yesterday. Mick had a bit of controversy in that as well. The lad he was playing against didn't get Mick's attention when he was total snookered, so he played off the back cushion and roll up behind the ball, and Mick's questioning, if it's 2 shots. And he was right, it was 2 shots. Guy didn't ask him, Mick didn't confirm, but as it turns out, Mick just finished him with 1 shot anyway, so All was good in the end.
Next game on table 7, Martin Kirchhoff, Adam Draper, Martin Kirchhoff. In the amateur, first to 4, table 7. Table 13, Chris Jones.
He's okay there. Just drops this in. He's going to be about 4 or 5 inches away from the black. Nice and straight. Just got to cue it. Put his team 2-1 up. Well played, Mick. Yeah, and fair play to Scott. Mick said sorry about that, mate, and Scott said no, it's fine. You know, it's the thing about pool. I'm sure if Scott had have seen or you know knows he's committed a foul, he will the type of player to hold his hand up straight away. But the sportsmanship with a lot. Certainly this weekend, I've seen so many incidents, and you know it's so chilled out down here. Fair play, but majority of the times in pool, players do hold their hands up and you know accept it. Part and parcel of it. It's nice to see. Darren Jackson's tuned in. Didn't expect anything less, Darren. I'm watching on YouTube. So the format of this 3-man team, for those of you that don't know, it's the classic format. So every player is put down in the first section. 1, 2, 3. Every player plays a different player in the opposing team. So to do that, player number 2 goes first for the away team in the second set. Player number 3 goes second. So it works out that your team order is 1, 2, 3, and then 2, 3, 1, and 3, 1, 2, and then 2 players don't end up meeting. Team Samuel in the semi-final yesterday played a player out of turn. In normal circumstances, you lose the frame from it. If you win it, then you lose the frame anyway, and then the frame after, whoever's supposed to be on them, they continue as normal. So they played a player out of turn. As it turned out, they lost the frame anyway. Gary, it was Gary Murta that played out of turn. He lost the frame anyway, so it made no difference. The only difference it did make is Gary got 4 frames and Michael only got 2. But they managed to come through it. I think that was a 3-man. It might have been the team event actually yesterday. No, it was a 3-man. It must have been, because I don't think Gary's in Michael's team of county team. Michael Hughes has been called out for one or the other. I don't know if it's the seniors or what. I don't know if he got through the seniors. Maybe he did. I've not seen him to ask him, and I forgot to look at the results. So did he get through? Let's have a look, shall we? He won his first seniors game. I saw about 3 or 4 finishes from both players, so I knew it was close, but he got through that 5-4. So he's due to play Paul Thomas. I think he's the chairman of the Welsh Pool Association. And so I'll not tell him. Just let him play the game. Good morning, Peter. Another regular tuning in. if it's frozen on Facebook, there's really not a lot I can do, to be honest with you. I don't know why it is. We're fine on YouTube. Maybe just refresh your phone. It might be your phone that's locked out. I've got it on mine. It seems okay. Or is it? No, it seems okay. There's just not much movement behind the table, that's all. Again, Facebook's reduced the quality itself. Let's have a look. I am streaming in full HD. Yeah, I am. So YouTube will be full HD. Facebook itself the quality's been reduced. I don't know why they do it. It's nothing to do with me. To be honest with you, David, if you work with Steve Fergus, you're probably better off asking him, because I will forget to message you. He'll have all the info. That's a nice shot there from Luke Sanchez. Maybe could have done with coming back another inch or so. So he might well not go for the one for the top left now. Drop this one in. Stun his white for. Might even pull it back for the one to the top left. He's just stunned it for the one for the middle. Now the thing is with this one, he'd been better off pulling his white back an inch or two and getting a bit more angle to send his white around the angles here, because he's managed to check it a little bit, keep it nice and straight. So this is a nice finish from Luke. It looked like he had a bit more angle than that, so I didn't think he could hold it as straight as he did. Cheers, Andrew. Yeah, just sometimes it might be your phone locking out. Mine was still okay, but I'm annoyed at the quality. You can't really tell so much with a mobile phone because of the high quality of the screens. But it's reduced the quality down to 360. Certainly on mine it has anyway, so I don't know. But it should be 3 times as much as that, near enough. So 2 frames all. We've got Michael Hughes. He's playing Steve Fergus. And it's Steve that wins the leg. On a laptop. There you go. Well, laptops, you'll find that it's a little bit even more blurred. So you're probably better off, to be fair to it, you're probably better off because it's the quality is reduced slightly. You're probably better off watching it on YouTube, to be fair. That is in full HD. You'll get a lot better picture, certainly. Laptop screens, unless it's an LED or an HD screen. Laptop screens can be a little bit blurry sometimes. 90%, 95% of people that watch these streams all watch them on the mobile phones, and you can't really tell too much when the quality is a bit lower because of the high quality of the screens. So it's a nice break. In fact, it's an absolutely awesome break. 3 yellows. Blimey. Speed pool. 3 yellows down, no reds. You know he's going to go for yellows. He's got 2 awkward reds. Top right hand side. Other than that, all them yellows go. He'll probably drop this one into the middle. He may well come off the top cushion. Come back for the one up to the top left. I don't think he can hold his white or run into anything to hold it, so he might come off the top cushion for that. Well, Tried a little cheeky rub into the red. He managed to put the red safe. Well, he's managed to put 2 reds safe, but he's not on the yellow. It's never easy when you're trying something like that to get perfect position. So, chance Mick didn't think he was going to get before that last shot. Well, before the shot before that, really. The glove of love, is that what they call him? Good morning, Mark. Mark Smith's tuning in to watch us on YouTube as well. Nice to see you tuning in, buddy. Thanks, Peter. I was actually on a 4G signal. I've got a couple different ones, different networks. And the one I've been using since Wednesday, I use it a lot. I always get a decent signal. It was just enough to get an HD stream out there. But I changed it yesterday. I swapped it over. I just tested one of my other ones, and the internet strength was 3 times stronger, so I just thought I'd stick it in for the last couple of days. Depending on how much data I've got left on that one. The one I've been using all week is unlimited anyway, so there's no issues with that. I can always go back to it if I need to. But again, you know, we are reliant, especially in places like these holiday camps. I've got enough to get through the day. These holiday camps are never, or very rarely, do they have strong internets. So still a bit of work to do here for either player. The yellow nearest the bottom left hand side. I'm not too sure if it does go direct. It's very, very tight looking from up here, but it certainly goes in behind it. If it does go, it only just goes. Oh, it's never in. Not at that pace either. Nathan Watts for Luke Sanchez. It's Luke Sanchez' Team Sanchez. It's Luke Sanchez, Steve Fergus and Scott Daniels. That'll be the order all the way through. In frames 1, 2, 3. For Team Samuel, it's Gary Murty, John Samuel and Michael Hughes. They go 1, 2, 3, and this is the second set of 3, so the 5th game. So that'll be 2, 3, 1, and then 3, 1, 2. That's the order the away team play. So at the moment we've got Mike Hughes against Steve Fergus. He's probably glad that didn't go now. Sometimes you're always better when you've got a plant like that to play as if it was going to drop, because had it dropped, he's got one over the bottom right hand corner, but he's not got much gap between the red and the black, so it could have been a little bit more difficult this, and had that second red dropped. I think he can get through to the one on the bottom left as well. Maybe he can't, looking at it from there. So it is a good job it didn't drop. Oh, he's played it. Just needs to swing his white round. Oh, he's checked it to come down. He's played that well. Now then, got to be careful here. I would play this. He's got a slight angle on this, so I'd screw my white off the left hand cushion, and I think if he plays to get on the one over the bottom left hand corner, come between them yellows, he's going to be fine. He's decided to play for the one next to the black. Now the only problem with this is you could be going into the black here. I don't know what. It doesn't look like a lot of gap. If you can run this through off the two cushions around the angles, it should be okay. But I would have played for the one over the other pocket first. You don't need to drop it in then. Well, that was the danger. If you're kicking into the black, it can go anywhere. But he's got a shot, and he only has to drop it in. He's got the black into the right centre. You want to be as straight as you can on this black if you can. He's played it well. A bit straighter would have been nice, but Steve Fergus just tapping his cue down there. He's not happy with himself, he knows. He's let this one slip. But another good frame there from Michael Hughes. He's two out of two. He breathes a sigh of relief. He thought he was missing that and catching the jaw. But it's 3-2 to Team Samuel. Advantage. John Samuel's team. Next up is Gary Murty. Mick says he's been playing absolutely awesome all weekend. He does look a decent player as well. So they'll be looking to be putting themselves on the hill. Big frame this in the grand scheme of things. 3-man team, first to 5. You want to be on that 4th frame before your opponents, puts the pressure on that bit more. And I think, if anything, no disrespect to to Scott, but I think from what I've seen, Scott is probably the weaker of the three players. He's still a very good player though. I've seen him quite a few times this weekend playing in the various comps, and he's a very good player. But obviously we all know about Luke. Plays on the IPA tour, he's on the Pro Tour. I think he's on the Pro. If he's not, he should be. Very, very good player. First time I've seen Steve Fergus this weekend. And he seems a very steady player. You're right, Craig, he did throw it away, had his chances, which is probably why he banged his cue a little bit, because frustrated, he knows he had an opportunity there. Big frame to win. If you can pinch this one, you've got one hand on the trophy, and that is an absolutely awesome break. The only problem I can see on reds is the one to the bottom left. It just sneaks, only just sneaks in, but it needs to be dead weight. And we all know how tight these pockets are. He can only play it off the cushion, so he needs it as deep as he can, so he needs to be banged straight on that one. I don't think he'd be worried too much about the black. He can use the one over the middle pocket to nudge that one, to nudge the black a little bit closer. You may well want to play it. He's going yellows. Well, not a bad shout, to be fair. Most awkward yellow is the one just to the right of the cue ball now. He'll try and get on that one now. And that's about perfect. Again, just drops this in dead weight. He'll bounce the white off the side cushion for the yellow just to the left of the cue ball. He's going the other way. What do I know? I thought he'd go the other way. It just means now that he's got to take the one top of the table. Just makes sense. And he's just got to do a little bit more with the cue ball now. Going the other way, he only has to drop that one in. Leave himself a little bit of an angle on the one to the middle and just drift his white down. But he's decided to go this way. Just makes position a little bit harder. So, and the angle he's got on this as well, it's not a lot, so it's not like he can just bounce it off the side rail and come back out. He's got to be careful here. He's played for the one on the bottom. Has it bounced too much? Well, I think it just goes. It just goes. Perfect. I'm saying perfect. He's got a slight angle on it, but he can just stun his white off the left-hand side rail. Takes this to the top right. It's all about position now that he leaves on his last ball. He needs to pot this. He's played it well. He's got a slight angle. He drops this through. He should land on the black. I think he can miss the red. His heart will be pounding. He's played it well. Well, this is a nice clearance from Gary. To put his team on the hill. This is a scalp and half. If Team Samuel can take out Team Sanchez, because looking at the side on paper, massive favourites. You know, I'm sharing with Mick. He's come down with me, and we was talking last night. You know how good this Team Sanchez team is. So that's 6. It's Mick to play. He's playing Luke. So Mick, use. This will make his weekend. Not only if he can beat Luke Sanchez, but to take the title of three-man team champions as well. And he's more than capable, let me tell you.
Next game on table number 3 in the amateur, first to 4 is Paul Alexander, Scott Davis, Paul Alexander.
He needs to key through these balls. He didn't get the best of contacts on his last break. He needs a big split. That's all you can hope for when you're breaking. A nice split. Pot one. Give yourself a chance. Here we go. 4-2. That's a better one. He's got one. The white's safe. I tell you what. Michael Hughes, have you ever won a game? I've just seen him there, just breathed a sigh of relief. Them yellows. Dare I say it. And reds. Are dollies. It's all about holding your nerve. It's playing the right shot. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to do here. These are just ploppings. Now then, could have done with it being a little bit straighter on this yellow to the middle. But he should be able to just dink this in. This. Last 5 yellows on the black. He's gone a bit too far with that, Michael. No, he's okay. He's okay. He's gone a different way than I would have thought. Maybe because he had a little bit more angle on that one to the middle than I thought. So he's having to come down the table to go back up. Again, just a little bit short on that one, Nick. Just struggling for position, and it was all because of that. After that first shot, the one for the middle pocket was just slightly too much angle. Anything, I don't know, maybe a ball's width further to the left, and if the shot had been a bit straighter, this would have been dollars. He's managed to pinch. He's held the white nicely. Again, he's going to have to do the same again. He's got an angle on this. He doesn't want to go drifting up the table too much. Ideally, you want to be left-hand side of that yellow, just slightly offset to stun your white back for the black. He may well push this through for yellow into middle. I don't know. He's held it nicely. So now then, Michael, how's your hors d'oeuvres? This last yellow. So he's not as nicely behind it as he would like. These are missable. You know, if you don't get it, he must be pounding now. If you don't get it, Luke Sanchez is going to take them out. You've got to cue this. Got to trust your cueing arm. Get down, play it. Give it a chance. Not too hard. Nailed it. Well played, Michael Hughes. Well played, Team Samuel. Unlucky, Luke Sanchez and Steve Ferguson, Scott Davis. Good effort from Team Sanchez, like I say, but fair play to Mick Hughes, holding his nerve there at the end. He'll be absolutely made up. So am I, actually. You know, I try and be impartial, but it's never easy sometimes, especially when your good mates are part of the side. But what a good effort. So I'm going to go and get a coffee. I need a coffee myself. I'm all excited. We'll be back very shortly. I think it's going to be the doubles final. I'm not too sure yet, but we'll see. But we've got plenty more pool coming your way today. Don't go too far away. Unbelievable performance. Well played, Team Samuel. 3-man team champions. The Welsh Pool Championships 2019. Sounds